Hi, are you looking for an apartment in Phnom Penh, Cambodia? Well, I am going to tell you how ridiculously easy it is to get an apartment here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia for $350 a month with no checks. My name is Tammy. I'm an expat over 50 living in Southeast Asia in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, which is now my new home. And I have to tell you the story. Let's go. Hello and welcome back to the channel. And yeah, I did it. I got my lease. I am an official apartment renter in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And of course, I want to explain to you just how easy it is to get an apartment here. It's ridiculous, okay? So we're going to start from the beginning on how I started the apartment search. Now, of course, boots on the ground, you need to be here to do this. I would not recommend doing this online because you want to go apartment hunting. You want to go see the apartments, okay? Don't just go off the pictures online because a lot of them are older pictures and they don't really reflect the true nature of what the apartment looks like, okay? So be in Phnom Penh and be ready. Now, I went through a realtor by the name of IPS Realty, and I'll put his information below the video. I'm in no way sponsored by him, but he was great. The guy that helped me out at IPS Realty, his name is Nam. Just like name, but drop the E, okay? His name was Nam. And what you do first is you go on the IPS Realty website and you look, you can filter it according to how much you want to spend. My budget was no more than about $400 a month, give and take, but really $350 was my target. So I entered $400, then I looked at $350, and I first picked out 5 that were around the $400 mark. And then he took me in his, he has his private driver, tuk-tuk, who's a rickshaw driver. You'll know what I mean if you're out here. If you guys don't know what I mean, it's like one of those motorbike buggies, and you just get in the back and it's all open air and you just ride and cruise through the city. Nam was so great, like it's all free. Now that's another thing. It's free to use a realtor out here. It is no cost to you as the renter to utilize this guy's service, okay? He takes you all over town, where whatever apartments you want to see, you will see, okay? It's on his dime. He pays for the driver, okay? So anyway, we went to all 5 apartments that I picked out, and some of them had potential, but the ones that are in the city, that's where I was looking initially. The cheaper you go on the rent, the smaller the apartment gets. And besides that, they also are sort of dated. Like you could tell that if you look at the aircon units, they look sort of yellow, so you could tell they're old. That's what I look for. And then you can look at how, if there's cracks in the wall and they just repainted over stuff, or there's like some kind of chips on the sink, you could tell it's an older apartment. So I wasn't too keen on that. And then the other thing is, like, which direction is the sun? Because Cambodia is hot, okay? And my best suggestion to you is to get an apartment that does not face west. Why do I say west and not east? Yeah, the sun rises up in the east, but it's quickly coming over the apartment, whereas most of the daylight, the big hot daylight sun, is hitting from the west. So if your apartment window or porch is facing west and you got your curtains wide open, that sun is just beaming in, and it is so hot. And even if you had those blackout curtains and you wanted to run your air conditioner the whole time, you're not only not going to be able to see what's going on outside and get any fresh air, you're still going to be hot because it's so hot beaming in. And then you're using up all kinds of money for air conditioning. You know what I mean? And it's like, my budget tip to you is don't do that. You want to open your windows up during the day and then close them when you get ready to have dinner and you get ready to go to bed. Then you can run the air conditioner. You'll save so much money. So, like I said, I wasn't keen on the first 5. So I looked on his website a second time. It took 2 rounds. I narrowed it down even further to just $350 a month. I said, okay, hopefully I could find something. Then I ran into this place. And this is not a condo. This is a private owner. It's a single woman, private owner, no children. She owns the entire building, which is a multi-level 3-story building. My landlord lives on the top floor, number 3. I live on the 2nd floor. That's why I got a view of the mango trees, okay? And she has another apartment built underneath. It sort of sits like in the garage area, but she said that's mostly for like family if they come to visit. There's nobody really staying down there. So I get this whole entire 2nd floor of this apartment to myself. She's gone most of the time because she works all day. So it's like there's nobody here but me. So it's super quiet. And another thing is, I am not in the city per se. I'm not in the tourist zone near the river. I'm not near like the Royal Palace. I am literally a 30-minute drive from the city center, heading west. Okay, so it is a bit of a ride outside of town, but I'm not so far out where I can't just like catch a tuk-tuk ride and go right back into town. And it only costs me, you know, at the most maybe $3.50 one way to get way down to the river, and then $3.50 back. And I love tuk-tuk rides, okay? I have no problem with that. But, you know, if I just want to hop in and go to the closest mall or, you know, the grocery store, 10 to 20 minutes, it'll run you maybe $1 to $2.50. So it's super cheap. But yeah, so anyway, let me tell you how this went down. So I found her on his website. She was the last apartment I saw. And I saw on the website that it looked really pretty, but I didn't expect it to be so new, right? I thought the pictures were old. So we come out here, she opens the door, and my jaw instantly dropped to the floor. She could tell I wanted it. Like, I was just like, constantly looking around, and she goes, oh yeah, this is brand new. I just built this apartment 6 months ago, and you'll be the first tenant. And I'm like, are you serious? I was like, no one's lived here before? She goes, no, you'll be my first tenant. So I came in, and all of this place was furnished. All you see behind me, I didn't buy none of this stuff. This came furnished. And the only thing that I had to buy was food. In fact, well, it didn't come with any pots and pans or any dishes. So I thought, what the hell, I'll ask her. I'll just say, do you mind, like, could you lend me some dishes until I go out and buy some? Because I was going to go buy my own dishes, right? Hey, if you're enjoying this type of content and you'd like to support me and the channel, I now have a way for you to do it.
why don't you buy me a cup of coffee? Click the link below in the video description or scan the QR code. Either way, it works, and it's much appreciated. Thank you. And now back to the video.
She says, oh, no. She goes and gets everything I need. Fork, knife, spoon, pot, pan, couple of bowls, couple of dishes, a strainer. I mean, you name it, she gave it to me. So, like I said, the only thing I had to purchase was drinking water, which she hooked me up with a guy down the street, $1.25 for a big 20-liter gallon. I get 3 of them at a time. It lasts me 2 weeks drinking water. And by the way, the water out here is really clean. I don't know if I would actually drink it out of the sink, but you could just, there's no smell, no chlorine smell. It's super clean. It's really good for showering. I mean, I have no problem with the water, the sink water. So yeah, my jaw dropped to the floor. I literally just looked here and I looked in the master bedroom. And by the way, there's 2 bathrooms. As you can see, I have a huge kitchen. There's another bathroom over there, and then there's a bathroom by the master bedroom, and this huge kitchen and living room. And I love opening all the windows to get the fresh air. And I got 2 air con units, one here in the living room and one in my bedroom. right? So I switch like one on at night, just the one in the living room. Then when I go to bed, I turn it off and I turn the one on in the bedroom. Yeah, so we sat down, me, the realtor and her, we sat down on the couches and she goes, don't you want to see the rest of the apartment? I said, no. I said, I'll take it. I said, it's mine. I said, I want it. I don't care. I'm sure the rest of it looks great, but I went ahead and looked at the rest of the kitchen. Then I was like, woo, I was so excited. Oh, and that's another thing. They use natural gas. So I think it's like $10 a month, maybe depending on how much you cook, to actually get the big natural gas containers. But yeah, so I can't tell you what my utilities are yet because I haven't gotten the first month's bill. All I could tell you is that, and this is it. Okay, now this is how easy it was. I'll tell you in a minute, but when I first got it, when I saw it, I said, I want it. I said, okay, let's talk the bucks now. How much money do you want for this place? Is it first and last month's rent? What are we looking at? Application fee? What do you need? She goes, well, I first need to see your passport. No problem. Gave her my passport. It's all legal. I'm all good. She goes, now I just need to see your Cambodian visa. No problem. I'm writing on what they call an e-visa, a work visa, which cost me $180 to get done because, be teaching out here. So, yeah, so I just showed her my passport and my visa, and she took a picture, and the realtor took pictures, and that was it. No background check. She didn't even ask me. She goes, oh, you're going to be teaching out here? I said, yeah. At the time, I said, I don't have a job, though, yet. Is that a problem? I can't show you proof of income. She goes, we don't do that out here. No proof of income. So I have no job when I move in. I have no proof of income. She did no criminal background check like they do back in the States. There was no application fee. Now, I don't have any pets, so I can't vouch for if there would have been some different arrangement with pets, so I can't say that. But yeah, think about it. In the United States, when I had to go get an apartment, I had to prove I had income. I had to show 2 months worth of pay stubs. That was number one. After paying an application fee of probably $50 just for them to run my credit, they would run my credit score. They want proof of income, $50 for an app fee. They run a criminal background check to make sure I'm not pedophile or criminal. And then you have to put down a huge deposit, a first month rent, and a huge deposit. Like I know in Florida, the rent now is, if you can get it at this cheap rate right now, it's $1,500 a month to get into a 1-bedroom apartment, and maybe more. I don't know, but that's the Orlando area. So you figure first and last plus a deposit usually costs you, what is that? $3,000, that's $4,500 to move in plus their app fee. $4,500, right? Guess what I paid to move in? It's only $350 a month for the rent. All she wanted was $700 to move in. First month's rent, deposit that equals the first month's rent. So she said, well, give me the $350 deposit to hold it, which I did. I paid her cash, by the way, okay? So if you don't have a bank account, don't worry about it. They don't care. Cash is king. They take the US dollar. So you just go to the ATM. You can take out $400, you can take up to $500. I went to the ATM, got the $400, broke one of the 50s, and I just gave her the whole $400, honestly. I said, that extra 50 goes towards the rest of the money I owe you when I move in, because I wasn't moving in for like 2 more weeks. I was still in my Airbnb at the time. So she goes, great. So I got the receipt, proving that I paid, and the realtor's the one that took the money. I met him at his office. He took the cash from me, wrote me the receipt. I signed the contract. Great. He gave her the cash. And then when I moved in, I just gave her the rest of the money. That's it. I only owed her, because I paid her $400 and I owed her, what, 300 more bucks? So I gave her the other 300 in cash. She helped me with my luggage up the stairs. She gave me the keys. She showed me how everything worked, and she gave me the pots and pans and left. And here I am in my apartment. It's so easy. It is so easy to get an apartment. They don't care if you have proof of income. So if you're living off of a pension, you don't have to prove it. As long as you got the money, honey, they got the time. I wish it was that easy in the United States, okay? So yeah, so if you're thinking of coming to Cambodia, oh, and here's another bonus, extra bonus. Well, my landlady is so fabulous. She brings me free fruit every week. She has, she goes off to her family or something on the weekend when she's not working, and she says, do you like mangoes? I said, I absolutely love mangoes. She goes, good, because my cousin has a mango tree, and we have so much mangoes, we don't even know what to do with them. I said, honey, you can bring me as many mangoes as you want. I love those sweet mangoes. So she brings me a giant bag of mangoes every week. I get free fruit. She brought me 2 giant, like they call them little mini watermelons. She got me watermelons the other week, mangoes. Oh my God. It's like a dream come true living out here. Like, I feel such an ease and such a respect. And the neighborhood, oh, that's another thing. It's, you feel the breeze coming through here. Hear kids playing in the background. Once in a while you hear a dog barking or a cat's fighting, but no big deal. Everybody goes in and sleeps by 11 o'clock at night. I kid you not. Lights out. The entire neighborhood is quiet. There won't be a soul, no motorbike, nothing. It's dead quiet out here. So I recommend the west side of town, right on the outskirts of the city. It is fabulous. And I signed a 6-month lease, so I'll be here 6 months for sure. But I got a feeling I'm gonna stay longer. I really do. Because in 6 months my visa expires, but at the second round renewing, you're allowed to renew it for up to 12 months. So I'm gonna go ahead and renew my lease for another year. I could see myself staying here for another year because this is a sweet place, man. I hate to let this go, and living here is so cheap, but I'm gonna make another video for that, okay? As soon as I get my utilities, and I can give you a complete breakdown of my food costs, my utilities with my rent, I will make another follow-up video just for you. So hey, if you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button because that surely helps to get this out to other people that are interested in being in Cambodia, specifically in the city of Phnom Penh. And hey, if you got any information for me about visiting different parts of the city, let me know. If you have any questions about the IPS realtor, or you need his phone number, hit me up. My email is in the description as well. I'll be glad to help you out, okay? All right, I'll catch you later. Bye.